She was born Norma Jean Mortensen on June 1st, 1926, in Los Angeles. A fragile little girl who would one day become the most famous woman on Earth. The world called her Marilyn Monroe, the woman in the white dress over the subway grate, the glowing face on every movie poster, the dream of an entire generation. But behind that glittering smile was a woman who spent her whole life fighting to be loved, to be safe, to simply belong. And on the night of August 5th, 1962, at just 36 years old, Marilyn's search ended. The official report said probable suicide. But what if it wasn't that simple? What if Marilyn wasn't just haunted by her past? What if something darker followed her right into that quiet Brentwood home and never let go? Let's step inside that house. It was a small Spanish-style house on Helena Drive. White walls, red roof tiles, wooden beams inside. Marilyn bought it just a few months earlier, calling it her first real home. She decorated it with bright rugs, warm colors, Mexican tile. She planted citrus trees outside. She told friends this was where she would finally be happy, finally rest. But visitors described a strange energy even then. Cold spots in the hall, unexplained drafts, a silence that felt too deep, too heavy. Some say the house already had a spirit in it, waiting. Marilyn herself was fascinated by the unseen world. She consulted astrologers, read poetry late into the night, even attended séances. She once said she felt a presence around her, as though she was being guided by something beyond this life. But in the final weeks of her life, her mood shifted. Friends saw her glowing with excitement one day, full of plans, redecorating, talking about a new movie role, and then restless and anxious the next. She told her psychiatrist she couldn't sleep. She told others she felt watched, as if someone or something was standing just beyond the doorway. Her housekeeper, Eunice Murray, would later admit she felt uneasy that last weekend. She kept checking on Marilyn, pacing the halls. Something about the house didn't feel right. And then there was the bedroom. Small, cream-colored carpet, a simple bed. No door, just an archway, open like an invitation. Psychics who later visited the house said this mattered. They claimed the bedroom was like an energy trap, a place where emotions built up but couldn't escape. On the night of August 4th, Marilyn went to bed with the phone by her side. She spoke with several friends that evening. She sounded tired. Some say relieved. Some say terrified. Around midnight, neighbors reported lights going on and off. Around 3 a.m., after repeated knocks went unanswered, the door was forced open. Inside, Marilyn, face down on the bed, the phone still in her hand. Completely still, completely alone. Police officers on the scene said the air felt wrong, thick, electric, as though the room itself had witnessed something unspeakable. And that is where the haunting begins. After her death, the house became a place of whispers. Owners reported strange happenings. Lights that flickered, doors that slammed without wind, the smell of perfume when no one was there. One owner swore he saw a figure standing in the hallway, blonde hair, white nightgown, just staring. Perhaps the most chilling story comes from a man who woke up in the middle of the night to find someone sitting at the foot of his bed, long blonde hair, softly crying. When he turned on the light, the figure was gone, but the impression of someone sitting there was still pressed into the blanket. Even dogs refused to step foot in Marilyn's bedroom, barking and growling at what appeared to be empty air. Visitors reported sudden waves of sadness, like walking into a room where someone had just been crying. Psychics who visited the property later said they felt a spirit there. Some claimed it was Marilyn, unable to let go, forever searching for the peace she never found in life. Others warned that the spirit was not hers, but something darker that had been there long before her, something that clung to her despair and fed on it. And here's the thing, Marilyn's life was full of heartbreak. Her father abandoned her. Her mother was institutionalized. She spent much of her childhood bouncing between foster homes, orphanages, and temporary guardians. She married at 16 just to avoid being sent back to the orphanage. Even at the height of her fame, She confessed to friends she felt unreal, like a shadow of herself. Could that deep sadness, that lifelong loneliness, have made her vulnerable to something beyond the ordinary? Paranormal researchers say tragic energy can leave a kind of echo, a psychic fingerprint. They believe Marilyn's house may hold such an imprint, not just of her death, but her entire life's pain, playing over and over like a broken record. Even today, people who pass by the house claim strange experiences. Some say they see a silhouette in the window. Others smell Chanel No. 5 on the breeze, Marilyn's signature perfume. Some claim to hear faint sobbing late at night when the street is completely silent. And yet, no one stays in that house for long. Owners come and go, some staying only months before selling. It is as if the house itself refuses to let anyone find peace there, not even Marilyn. Perhaps the official story is right. Perhaps Marilyn's death was simply an accidental overdose, a tragic end to a complicated life. But perhaps not. Perhaps she was not alone that night. Perhaps something was waiting for her. Perhaps something is still waiting. And that is the unsettling part. If there was truly a dark presence following Marilyn, maybe it never left. Maybe it still lingers on Helena Drive, in that quiet little house, watching, waiting for the next lonely soul who crosses its threshold. What do you think? Was Marilyn Monroe just a victim of fame and heartbreak? Or did something darker play a role in her final night? Could the house itself still hold the pain of that August evening? If this story gave you chills, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Marilyn's spirit is still there, or did she finally find peace somewhere beyond? And if you love uncovering the secrets and shadows of Hollywood's golden age, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more haunting stories just like this.